Wait, hold on, stop the intro. I have some bad news. Recently, due to matters well beyond my control, I was forced to trim my beard. I know, it's terrible. But in light of this traumatic event, I'd like to welcome you in giving appreciation to the best beards this industry has to offer. It's Avalanche Review's Top 5 Beards in Video Games.
Number 5.
Aside from creating self-aware robots and contributing countless inventions to society as a whole, Dr. Light also rocks a pretty damn impressive old man beard. When most men start to show a little gray, they try desperately to cover it up with dyes. But not Arthur Light, no sir. When life gave him lemons, he grew a damn beard, one that would earn him respect among his peers. Now, I'm not saying Dr. Light couldn't have created Mega Man without this beard, but I'm not saying it either. In his lifetime, Dr. Light and his beard have accomplished more than most men ever could, and his creations have continued to save the world long after his death. Dr. Light's soft and cloud-like beard is so great, it more than makes up for his regrettable speech impediment.
You must recover all the energy immediately, Mega Man.
But where is Dr. Wily?
That's a good question.
But you would stumble on your words too if your beard was this magnificent. Now, this has never been confirmed by Capcom, but I think the real reason Dr. Wily hates Light's creations so much is a classic case of beard envy. Yeah, laugh it up, Wily. You're not fooling anyone with that hipster stash. Not only has Dr. Light saved the world more times than I can count, but his beard is a force to be reckoned with, and a solid entry on this list.
Number 4.
Let me ask you a question. What's better than saving the world both from a tyrannical corporate entity and a colossal meteor? The answer? Having a sweet beard while you're doing it. The leader of the Avalanche terrorist group, Barrett Wallace, is well known throughout Midgar as having a short fuse and a mouth like a sailor, but he's also the owner of a mega sweet beard, one that reflects his fuck the man mentality. From the very first moment we saw that square pixelated beard on the screen, it was clear that this guy was not fucking around. And a closer inspection reveals that Barrett is much manlier than anyone gives him credit for. So what's this, Barrett, a scar? You know most humans can't grow hair over scar tissue, right? But of course, we're not talking about a regular person. We're talking about a guy who lost his hand and said, fuck it, I need to get a gun anyways. Now, of course, having a beard this powerful comes with some downsides. For example, he's a little hesitant to trust any clean-shaven faces. But when you're a bearded defender of justice like Barrett, you can't afford to take any chances. Start up a new game of Final Fantasy VII and you'll see Barrett starts out at about level 6. But what you don't know is that his beard has already reached level 99. Also, bonus points for basically being a digital version of Mr. T.
Number 3.
Known as the Red Cyclone in his home country of Russia, Zangief is a 7-foot-tall hulk of a man that spends the bulk of his time fighting in a worldwide martial arts tournament. But if that wasn't enough to cement his manly reputation, his face is also the home to a scruffy and rough tuft of hair that lives up to its owner's badass persona. Upon taking a closer look at Zangief's beard, we'll find it's a mangled mess. That shows us that this is a man with no interest in combs, waxes, or creams. This beard is the result of intense muscle flexing sessions that actually forced the hair out of Zangief's face. And as a man that routinely tests his strength by wrestling goddamn bears, I assume he'd want to grow his hair in vital areas as to provide the most protection. For example, his face, the very top of his head, a small portion of his chest, and his shins? Okay, so there may be no rhyme or reason to his magnificent beard, but who needs one? When you engage in Mortal Kombat for your country and wrestle bears in your downtime, you don't really need to justify much of anything. I mean, come on. Even the cute chibi version of himself is intimidating. That takes a level of awesome that science can't even measure yet. And it's for this reason Zangief and his bear wrestling beard have pile-driven their way onto this list.
Number 2.
Known more for his film noir narration and slow-motion acrobatics than his grisly scruff, Max Payne sports a clean-shaven face in 2/3 of the games he's featured in. But in his last installment, Max lets his facial hair fly. His spot on this list isn't necessarily because of the magnificence of his face fuzz. Instead, I'm more interested in seeing Max's beard progress over the course of the game. Throughout the third game, Max has flashbacks, and in doing so, gives us a little timeline of his beard. We get to see him go from a light 5 o'clock shadow to the beginnings of some promising bristle to a full-on shaved head bushy beard combo, which I must say, I'm a little partial to. Throughout the last half of Max Payne 3, Max sports some serious whiskers, and getting to see his emotional path to enlightenment is nothing compared to seeing him go through the many phases of bearditis. By the end of the game, he may have finally come to peace with his addictive and murderous nature, but more interestingly, he also came to grips with the fact that every man looks cooler with a beard.
Number 1.
When you think about the Metal Gear Solid franchise, chances are you think of stealthy sneak-em-ups, creative unique boss enemies, and an overall air of weirdness. Well, the number 1 spot on this list embodies all of this and more. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the godfather of modern sniping, and more importantly, the absolute best beard in video games. The end. Okay, so he's not much to look at, but trust me when I say the end is worthy of his bearded praise. We're talking about a man who's so dedicated to his job that he pretty much dies in between missions just to save enough energy to finish off his next target. And when you're comatose for months at a time, shaving isn't exactly a priority. The End's long, silvery mane is the kind of beard we strive for. His ability to bulge his eyes out of their sockets, however, well, that's just icing on top of the icing on the cake. The End is a world-famous soldier, renowned for his sniping ability, but from here on out, let him be known as a guy with a great beard. And now that we've celebrated the greatest beards in gaming, let us reflect back on my beard. A beard that left this world long before its time. Goodbye, sweet prince. I hope you're in a better place. Alright guys, well thanks for watching this ridiculous fever dream of a video. If you're looking for more intense and in-depth reviews, well you can check out some of the annotations I have provided above. If you're new to the channel, maybe think about clicking that subscribe button to keep updated on all my content. And if you want to get in touch with me and talk beards, then you can find me on Twitter and Facebook. And until next time, I will see you guys later.